The new towers are now going up at a fast clip. To see that, there's nothing like time-lapse photography. This footage is from Project Rebirth, a nonprofit group that's been tracking the progress at Ground Zero. Brian Rafferty is the group's chairman.
The emotional power of the time-lapse. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a very powerful thing to watch.
So that it runs off the batteries at night.
The type of time-lapse cameras that captured these images actually dates to the 1950s. In fact, U-2 spy planes used them during the Cold War, so they can take a lot of abuse. That's why Project Rebirth decided to use them here.
So this is one of our 14 cameras.
More than 9 years ago, Project Rebirth placed cameras around the World Trade Center site and left them there.
Every 3 weeks we reload the 35mm film, and they shoot time-lapse 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Every 5 minutes or so.
It will go until the site is finished. The first camera went on 6 months after the attacks. We have over 900 hours of footage thus far.
Some of that footage has been turned into a film titled Rebirth, directed by Jim Whitaker, distributed by Oscilloscope. It premiered earlier this year at the Sundance Film Festival, and critics gave it high marks. Not just for the footage, but also for documenting the recovery of 9 people whom the attacks of 9/11 directly impacted.
I think the moral is the amazing resilience that people have in the face of grief and trauma. And in some ways, learning how to make something good out of something horrific.
And the people behind Project Rebirth hope to move viewers in more ways than one.
The film is meant to serve as a fundraising tool and a call to action for communities to be better prepared to deal with the long-term grief and trauma that befalls them in any major disaster, whether it be man-made or natural. To help other people, particularly first responders and victims of disasters, see the way forward.
Project Rebirth will have an exhibit at the National 9/11 Museum. It opens next year. For years, crews have fenced off the World Trade Center site from the rest of the city. When we return, we'll look to the future and the day when it merges with Manhattan once again.